the 1970s, we sent them to the outer planets, thinking they might last 5 years. 40 years later, two little machines called Voyager, with hearts of gold, are still going strong.
I have to say, Voyager is sort of the love of my life.
Now, more than 10 billion miles away, they're waving a long goodbye to our solar system. A solar system that we hardly knew before their fantastic journeys. Facing harsh radiation, crazy temperatures, hails of particles, whiplash speeds. They faced mission-ending catastrophes, failed, and were reborn thanks to the ingenuity of their human parents. The stunning payoff? Close encounters with our giant outer planets and their moons. Completely unknown worlds with massive volcanoes, some of lava, some of ice, internal seas, and lakes of methane. Places where life might take hold. And now, they're creatures of deep space.
The Voyagers will be our silent ambassadors to the Milky Way galaxy.
And they're still phoning home with new answers to our cosmic questions. These are the stories of a lonely blue marble, sending its intrepid little machines to places no human can yet go, to the far ends of the solar system and beyond.
Landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the Earth.
In 1964, as the world was riveted by the race to the moon, a graduate student named Gary Fladro noticed something that would ultimately take us far beyond the moon. The planets of the outer solar system were spinning towards a rare alignment that would make it possible, in theory, to hurl something off of Earth and have it slingshot past all the outer planets of the solar system. Best of all, the craft could be sent close enough to each planet to get whipped by gravity to higher and higher speeds, using almost no fuel. It was called the Grand Tour, and it wouldn't happen again for quite a while.
The Grand Tour was an opportunity that happens once every 176 years when Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are all lined up so a spacecraft can fly by all four in its journey.
It was a chance NASA couldn't pass up.
The Grand Tour itself was a very ambitious journey with 4 spacecraft flying by all the outer planets, but it was much too expensive for everything that was trying to be done by NASA at the time, and they scaled it back to just a 4-year mission to Jupiter and Saturn.
Unofficially, they never gave up on the idea of a full Grand Tour to Uranus and Neptune. They just kept their heads down and tried to engineer the living daylights out of the Voyagers, just in case.
And so they would kind of fudge things here and there or buy different parts that might cost a little bit more, but would make the mission last longer. So in some sense, they went against what their management, would tell them they need to do, but they never told their management. They just went and did that and made that selection so Voyager could fly as long as possible.
Voyagers 1 and 2 are identical spacecraft, made up of 65,000 separate parts. Each is equipped with instruments to conduct 10 different experiments, including television cameras, infrared and UV sensors, magnetometers, and particle sensors. Each could radio information directly to Earth, or record data for sending later on an 8-track tape. How 70s is that? Each Voyager also carried a radical new computer that was self-testing and self-repairing. Each craft weighed about the same as a 2-seater smart car, one that would have to be accelerated to 25,000 miles per hour to escape the Earth's gravity. So, weeks apart in late summer 1977, Titan Centaur rockets prepared to tear away from Cape Canaveral with their little charges aboard. Voyager 2 left first, But Voyager 1 was sent on a more direct route, meaning it would reach the outer planets weeks ahead of its twin.
Let us learn together and laugh together.
Jimmy Carter was president. Star Wars had taken the world by storm. And two dropouts in a garage had invented a personal computer named Apple. The Voyagers had mothers who would be in charge of their day-to-day care and feeding. Actually, the minutely detailed lines of code telling them exactly what to do. Among them, Linda Spilker.
I felt very maternal toward